If you make a woman pregnant,
Bro.
and you don't take care of that child, my friend,
Yeah.
unaweka kwa CRB. The one for women is much more invasive because the one for women, you have to open up the tummy in order to access the fallopian tubes.
Yes.
A lot of guys still think it's castration.
Yeah.
Kama ile ya ng'ombe.
Castration.
It's a very small tube there. And the procedure of blocking it takes between 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Only sweet juices
Yes.
without seeds.
Without. So today I have a very interesting conversation because it's one that has elicited mixed emotions. It has elicited mixed emotions. Some guys were very happy. Other guys, are like concerned. Mozu mesaliti, mwetu saliti. This, what you're trying to do is very un-African. And so, backstory is a couple of years ago, I was with a couple of men. And basically, we had been called for this session to talk about men, how men can be more involved in family planning. And so in the middle of our conversations, I mentioned as a by the way that I'd gone for a vasectomy, and I thought that the story was going to end there. Vasectomy is not a big deal. And I was like, it's not a big deal. And so when the episode happened to drop on YouTube, it dropped on a Saturday. The next day at 5:00 in the evening, I got a call from my friend and she was like, dude, what's happening? There's like 25 articles that have come out on different platforms that are talking about you and your vasectomy. And I was like, really? It created quite a buzz. And after that article came out, I've been called for many interviews to be able to talk about what I had done. And I even got confused. I was like, maybe I've done a really, really bad thing that's really good for my wife, but it seems to be a very bad thing for the community. And to cut a long story short, I am glad to have the conversations today with the gentleman responsible for my vasectomy. And it's none other than Dr. Charles Ochieng.
Yes.
Kaka, uniletea masaibu bana.
Yeah.
Hey, bana. I'm so glad that I got to go through this procedure.
Yeah.
But bro, the mixed reaction that I got from the public.
Yes.
But I'm like, let me just have these conversations, with a professional. So guys ask me the conversations. I'm like, I can talk to you from a personal perspective.
Yes.
But then I'm glad to be able to have a more professional angle into the conversations today. So thank you so much for engaging me in the conversations today.
Yeah.
Uko salama?
Niko sawa.
Uko sawa kabisa.
Kabisa.
So, Dr. Charles, I'm going to ask you first, what made you get involved with this, with
the vasectomy
business? Yes.
It started a while back. I think when I was about 10 years old. Mm-hmm. So my dad used to be a tailor. He used to stay in Kibra. Them days. He had 2 wives.
Yeah.
And 10 children.
Yeah.
And his income was very little, as a tailor, So at a very young age, I saw the way he struggled to take care of us. In terms of healthcare, in terms of education, even just in terms of putting food on the table for the kids to eat, for the 2 wives to eat, even himself.
Yeah.
So from a very tender age, I thought, now, is this really the best way forward for a man? Because I used to think that, for a man, you just need to get maybe 1 or 2 and take good care of them. Because our children are not wild animals.
Yes.
That you just reproduce and then you abandon them.
You let them to fend after themselves.
Like birds, See,
I don't know, see the faranga.
It's not fair to them, actually.
Yes.
And even if you provide, they also need parenting, guidance, And that is not very easy when there are so many.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you also get overstretched as an individual. So that was one.
So you went through a very hard
Yeah. It's a very hard part. Even getting school fees was a challenge. You know, when it reached January and it's time for opening schools, you really have to struggle with the relatives, with well wishers, good Samaritans. So it was really stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it used to bother me that if this guy, you know, so long as you have 2 eyes, 2 hands, and 2 legs, even if you get little income, but if you have few of them, you can really be able to manage.
Yeah.
And also take care of yourself.
Yes.
Because don't get lost and forget about your health and your everything just because you have kids.
Yes.
Yeah, you also need to go on holiday, you know.
Yeah.
You need to enjoy a little bit. Yeah.
Enjoy life.
Enjoy life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was one incident. Then the other thing, when I started my family, now my beautiful wife, so we started having kids and then she started using some methods and they were not very pleasant to our health.
That's for family planning.
For family planning, yes. Yeah. So they gave us some health challenges.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, weight loss, the bleedings,
Wow.
the migraines. Another one really made a balloon so much. She became very fat, you know. So after we had 2 kids, then I said, now I'm messing up this beautiful girl's health.
Yeah.
So why can't I take responsibility for myself? So I started reading around any good family planning method for men. So I found just 2, condoms and vasectomy.
Yeah.
But then I said, condoms is temporary. But me, I wanted something permanent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that we just enjoy our life and take care of the two boys. Yeah, so that's how I landed on vasectomy.
Yeah.
So even now the other hurdle was getting the service. Because back then, that was in 2008, getting the service was not easy.
Here in Kenya?
Extremely difficult to get a doctor. Because doctors are not trained. These things at the university or even in the other colleges.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of focus on women and their methods.
Yes.
Their methods of family planning.
Yeah.
Like for women, they have like almost between 13 to 15 methods of family planning. So a lot of array of diversity in terms of choice.
For the ladies.
For the ladies, yeah. But for men, it's extremely difficult. Even just say Nairobi doctors who can be able to perform vasectomies comfortably. It's not easy.
Wow.
Not just in Kenya. I think the whole of Africa. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
It's not like in the other developed countries. They started doing them in the 1920s, 1930s. So for them, it's not a big deal. If you mention vasectomy, it's nothing really.
Yeah.
But for Africa and the Middle East, those 2 continents, it's still a big issue. So religion comes in, culture, just ignorance, because a lot of guys still think it's castration. You know?
Yeah.
Kama ile ya ng'ombe.
Anti-castration. But that's very true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of ignorance, a lot of misinformation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and whatever work we're doing, I think this is something that should be done by the government.
Yes.
Yeah. So they should take it very seriously and alleviate women some of this suffering.
Yeah.
So I was telling you the other reason why I picked on this. In my early days of my career as a medical practitioner, I used to work in a very busy maternity unit back in Kisumu.
Yeah.
And I could see the way women were struggling with either multiple pregnancies.
Yeah.
But the most difficult point was during delivery because there's still a lot of challenges. There are complications during delivery.
Yeah.
The most notorious was called PPH, postpartum hemorrhage.
Yes.
This is where some women bleed like crazy just immediately after delivery. And some of them would even succumb and die out of the complications. And maybe that time she has the 5th, 6th kid.
Wow.
So I was wondering, now,
wow,
what kind of a mess is this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something has to be done.
Yes.
Yeah, because we cannot allow our women just to die like that.
Yeah.
And I think the statistics right now are still very bad for women who have complications during the delivery.
Yeah.
The morbidity and mortality. Yeah, so those are the things, some of the things which really motivated me to take up this matter very seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now for the person who's listening or watching the podcast today.
Yes.
Let's define vasectomy. What's that for? What does it mean?
So vasectomy, what it means is that there is a tube that transports the seeds, a man's seeds, Yeah, it is hidden. It's only doctors who have been trained who know how to locate it.
Yeah.
Now, for a man who has either had enough number of children, sometimes even these days we do it for men who are not interested in having kids.
Yes.
Now, what people do not understand is that when a man ejaculates, that white stuff you see, not the whole of it, not 100% is seeds. No. Only 5% of it is seeds. 95% is just transport fluid from the other organs like the seminal vesicles, from the prostate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So our interest as a vasectomist is that tube that transports the seeds.
And the seed here is also known as?
The sperms.
Yes.
Yes. The one that transports the 5% of the semen. That is our interest. Yeah. So it's a very small tube, yeah? And the procedure of blocking it takes between 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just block it under local anesthesia. So local anesthesia means you are not sedated, you are not taken for major surgery.
Yeah.
It's a walk-in, walk-out.
Yeah.
So everything is done online, from counseling, the pre-op care, registration, the consent, the post-op care. Everything you just do at home. So when you come, you have shaved very nicely. The scrotum looks clean. Umeosha kabisa. Yeah, so when you come
You're not being very hairy.
Yeah. You don't like bushy men around, yeah. So when you come in, we show you the procedure room.
Yeah.
You just lie on your back. And even the shorts, the boxer, you don't remove it completely. You just take it maybe up to the knee level. So we clean you up with some antiseptic solution called betadine to remove germs. So once we clean the scrotal area very well, then we anesthetize. We give you the local anesthesia to numb it, to numb the area, so that you don't feel any pain. Yeah. And then even before we start, we test the skin and see if you're already numb.
Yeah.
So we test, we say, Mose, how are you feeling? Are you comfortable now?
Yeah.
Can we start?
Can you feel the pinch?
Yes.
Can you feel the hammer?
Yeah. So once you give us the green light, we go ahead.
Yes.
So we have very specialized equipment that just selects the vas difference. Yeah. Then we block it. Once we have done, we put some dressing.
Yeah.
Which you'll remove on your own the following day, and then you shower with some antiseptic soap like Dettol or Protex, just to make sure that you remove all the germs.
Yes.
And then you just go about your business as usual.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I remember, for the viewers, this is the very clinic where I came to. That's where we're doing the podcast from. This is at the reception to make Mali, to make Saizi.
Yes.
I remember that I drove myself here.
Yes.
And, sat with you in your office. You took me through the procedure again for about 10 minutes. And then we went into the procedure room.
Yes.
And in like 20 minutes, it was done.
Yeah.
And I was out and I drove myself back to the office and then went home.
Yeah. It is a walk-in, walk-out procedure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know one of the concerns that many men have when it comes to a vasectomy is they feel like, they're going to stop enjoying having sex.
Yeah.
Is that the truth?
No.
And what are the myths around it here?
Yeah, so they still think it's like kama ile ya ng'ombe, where you use the badizo to ablate the scrotum. And
it's like you feel like
that's what they're used to, because when you go to primary school, secondary school, university, I mean, no lecturer is open enough to tell them about vasectomy, because most of them have been trained about it.
Yeah, we've only talked about castration.
Yeah, like kamele ng'ombe, which is not true. Now, for vasectomy is a very specialized procedure where we only target the vas difference. There are small tubes which carry the sperms. Now, what we need to tell men is that sex is usually controlled by the brain. Brain usually gets all these stimuli from the environment, from the sight, from the auditory, olfactory, the smell, just thinking about a lady. And once you settle down on a lady that looks very appealing to your taste.
To your liking.
Yeah, to your liking, So the brain processes all that information, Then it sends signals. Now there's also another hormone called testosterone, which is synthesized in the testes. So that also has a role to play in the sex drive.
Yeah.
So the testosterone and the stimuli from the brain, they work in unison now to make a man have the erections, the orgasms. So those ones are not affected.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll still be excited. You'll still be able to want to talk to a lady. You'll still enjoy your erections, your orgasms. If that is all you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can ejaculate the way you used to do. The only issue now is that you don't make women pregnant.
Yes.
All over the place.
Yes.
Yeah. So you just focus on the ones that you have and the mama. Yeah. So you keep the mama healthy, the kids are healthy. You also take good care of yourself.
Yeah.
Then the society becomes very healthy.
So the sex drive is not affected?
No.
You still enjoy sex just as before. The only thing that stops is the sperm.
Yeah.
Is not transported along.
Correct. So actually, if you stop the 5% of the semen, you still have your 95%. So you still ejaculate normally. Actually, if you don't tell your partner that you've done a vasectomy, she might not even know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though we encourage mutual agreement between the partners.
The partners.
Though some guys still just sneak in.
Yeah. Which I find very interesting because one of the things I try to encourage the men who are about to get into this is it's about family planning. You want to make sure that you and your wife,
for the two of you, yes,
you're in agreement.
Yes,
you and your spouse, you're in agreement. You're like, this because the other question would be, is it a permanent procedure? Can you get kids if you later on want to have kids?
Yeah.
Is it reversible?
No, it's permanent.
It's permanent.
In the council, we tell men this is a permanent procedure.
So usichukulie
kifalafala.
Yeah,
it's permanent. And this just we even do for guys who are not interested in having kids. We do for them counseling, everything. And the international policy is that you give them a window period of about a month to think through. Yeah. So they think through until they tell me, I think I'm sorted. I just want to focus on my career. Yeah, I don't want this business of making women pregnant. But I want to enjoy sex. Yeah. So once we take them through the counseling, they just come and we offer them the service.
Yeah. What are the myths do you think that many men hold in terms of when it comes to the issue of, or the society holds when it comes to vasectomy?
Yeah, you know the way family planning was introduced in Kenya, it was introduced as for women. Not that men are just supposed to do sex. Yeah. And shower and go away. Yeah. And then come back again at night and do the same. Without really taking care of... Because that's why it's called family planning.
Yes.
Otherwise, they should just call it like maybe women planning or something.
That's it.
Yeah. And it is not... some people also say, it is not religious. No, it is ungodly. Yeah, but sometimes, when you look at the health of children... And you look at your income. Yeah. So I think it's just for a wise man, you say, okay, fine, with my income, I think I can take care of one or two. But you don't overdo things. Everything has to be done in moderation. Yeah. You don't have to stretch yourself like my dad did. Yeah. It's not being fair to yourself and even to the kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember I did have a conversation one time on one of the local medias. I was doing, I'd invited for an interview and man, I had this conversation and so I was talking about, why I had done it. Yeah. And the lady came at me saying, this is very un-African. It's very, you're breaking the norms of, of the African tradition. And she went on to say, there's no way she can tell her husband to do that. The job of the woman is to produce kids. Yeah. But I'm like, I don't think that is fair. It's not in my space to speak about what she believes and if that's what she thinks. Yeah. But at the same time, like you're saying, it's there's nothing un-African about getting a vasectomy. Yeah. Because basically what we are being asked to do, and I believe what you're saying is it's about thinking about your family. Yeah. How best do you plan for your family?
It's true. And it is not mandatory.
It's not mandatory. No one is forcing you to do it.
You don't force people and know it's a must. No. Nobody is forced to do a vasectomy. Yes. But it's you because, God also gave you a brain to think. Yes. You're not a robot. Yes. Yeah. Even your wife is not a machine. About children making machine. Yes. Because women, they also have their careers. They need to participate in business. They need to participate in nation building. Yes. Not just giving birth throughout. Yeah. Yeah. So as a family, if you think that now you've had enough, you come, we do it. Yes. Because we are telling you vasectomy. started in the 1920s.
Yes.
It's not something that we're just bringing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even in Kenya, I think the first vasectomy was done in 1985.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, by that time, it was purely donor funded.
Yes.
And
Wow.
yeah, and so when the funds ran out, the program collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
But then now, because for us now, we're very passionate about it,
Mm-hmm.
we can still be able to gather some little funds here and there. And even for the guys who cannot afford,
Yes.
we assist them to
Yes.
have the vasectomy.
Mm-hmm.
So long as they make a conscious decision about it.
Yes.
But nobody should think that it is mandatory. No.
I
It is not for everyone.
Yes.
There are guys who are doing very well with their whatever family planning method they have.
Mm-hmm.
There are guys who just like using condoms.
Yes.
There are guys who just like doing that, natural. Lolote liwale. Hata kama pata 20 kids.
But you gamble a lot, man. You know.
I mean, it's your life.
It is your life,
You're in a few world, so you do whatever you wish.
Yes.
But if you think that now you've made a very good decision, now this is the way forward for me and my family.
Yes.
Yeah, we're in a modern world. I mean, that service should be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the reason why I try to encourage more men to take up the vasectomy is because I feel that the procedure for the women is more intrusive. Maybe you can touch on that just a little bit for about 2 minutes, so they know you've already talked about how for men it's a 10-minute procedure.
Walk in, walk out,
yeah, you walk in, you walk out.
Yeah.
You're able to drive yourself or take a bus, come get the procedure done. You're easy after that.
You go.
Level of discomfort, I say out of 10 is like a 2.
And you just use paracetamol.
Yeah.
Just the normal Panadol.
Yeah.
That's what we gave you last time.
Yeah, ulinipatia tu Panadol.
Yeah, most and I enjoy Panadol.
Na after siku mbili niko sawa.
Niko sawa,
Nilifika home kwanza nikarelax, nikakula position, lakini after that,
Yeah, if you compare the one for women, it's much more invasive. Because the one for women, you have to open up the tummy in order to access the fallopian tubes.
Yes.
And there are so many structures you have to handle very delicately so that you don't cause any other complication.
Yes.
Because after opening the abdomen, you have the peritoneum, you have the omentum, you have the urinary bladder there,
Wow.
Sometimes you get like this lady who have had prior cesarean sections. And the C-sections usually heal with adhesions, So my tissues shikana.
Wow.
Those are a bit more complex to perform their tubal ligations. But the one for men, you can almost be able to feel the vas through the skin. Actually, even for me, before I take them to the procedure, you have to feel it. And I tell them, bring your finger so that you can feel
Yes,
those
you did
tubes.
that with me. Feel iko hapo. Can you feel it? Yeah. I remember you did that.
It feels rubbery,
Yes.
Yeah. And even when you go to theater, you can actually be able to exteriorize it. You bring it out, and this is some white stuff. It looks like a spaghetti. Yeah, you can show the guy. You tell him, this is the stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we block it. Yeah.
So it's non-intrusive and like
it's a walk-in, walk-out. Yeah.
And the other things like for the women, there are patches.
Yeah.
That they're given
The pills.
There's that coil.
Injections.
Yeah.
Yeah, the coil. There are so many. Women have so many methods.
But the negative effects for the women.
Yeah, some women, they enjoy. I mean, they have no issues. But there are some women who have very serious. I've seen even ladies who develop, there's something called pulmonary embolism when they use the COX, the combined oral contraceptives, because of the estrogen levels.
Yes.
There's some women who develop deep venous thrombosis with the clots going to the lungs, Yeah, so those are possible complications. Yeah. So maybe you are a guy, the wife has tried this.
Yeah.
So you have to come to fungates of it.
So my last question is,
yes.
And thank you so much, for taking us through this. And how accessible now is, for men who are looking for places to go get a vasectomy? How easily accessible is it in the government hospitals?
Yeah.
Or do we only have to go to private clinics to be able to get this procedure happening?
And you see, when you Google vasectomy sites, I think it's only FHOK that comes up.
Which is where we are
this
today.
This one, yeah. Comes up at the top. And then maybe Maristops. And then after that, I don't know. Though I know there's this high-end private hospitals. They also do.
Yes.
But their costs are quite high.
So
I saw another hospital that charges about 150,000
for a vasectomy.
For a vasectomy, yeah. And probably they use the old methods. Maybe you can be done under general anesthesia. You sleep in the ward for maybe a day, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for us, we charge 25,000.
Yes.
it's a walk-in, walk-out.
Yes.
You don't have to sleep in the ward.
Yeah.
It's done under local anesthesia.
Yes.
And we also support men who cannot afford. Yeah, so we have partnered with some organization in the US called the No Scalpel Vasectomy International. So it's run by old doctors who had their vasectomies. Like the president is a guy called Dogstein. He had his vasectomy in 1983. And he does so many of them.
Yes.
In a day, he does like between 20 to 30 vasectomies. He stays in Florida.
He's a busy man.
Yeah, because in the US, guys are very conscious
Yes.
about the issues because of the issues of child support.
Yes.
If you make a woman pregnant
Bro.
and you don't take care of that child, my friend,
Yeah.
unaweka kwa CRB.
You kweli?
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have a driving license, they'll confiscate it.
Yeah.
They list your name everywhere. They say this is imbegu mbaya hii. Inasumbua wasichana.
Kweli,
Make them pregnant and they don't take good care
Abandoning
of
their
them. Yeah.
responsibility.
So guys are very conscious about reproductive health. For them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
once you just make a woman pregnant, you don't want to do it a second time.
Yes.
Yeah, you start looking for vasectomy. Yeah, but such things are coming to Kenya. Yeah, with our new constitution. Yeah, you look at some of the articles; they're very tough.
Yes.
Yeah, and ladies also these days are very aware
Of their rights.
of their rights. If you make her pregnant and you try to take off, she'll take you to the children's department.
Yes.
And they'll take you to court, and the court will say, okay, fine. Once you made this woman pregnant and you are irresponsible,
Yes.
we'll chop 50% of your salary, we give her.
Yes. To take care of the baby that you
To
brought.
take care of the
yeah.
baby.
Yes.
And that's how some ladies are getting rich, yeah? Because she has,
She has 3 or 4
5
kids.
with different guys.
Oh,
eh?
man.
So this woman come half a million, 200,000. By the end of the day, she's richer than all of them.
She's making some serious float.
Yeah.
So I do think then what
Yes.
we're saying is there's definitely a need
Yeah.
for more doctors to be able to learn,
To be trained, yes.
to be trained how to be vasectomists.
Yes. Yes.
And so they can be able to make the service more available.
Readily available, even in health centers.
Even-
Because it's not a big surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, even in health centers, once you're done,
Yes.
you discuss with your wife. Once you agree, you go to just your nearest health center, get the service,
Yeah.
go back home,
Yeah.
rest a day or two, go back to the shamba.
And it's important, I think, we also let the men know, be careful where you go
Yeah.
to get the procedure done.
Yeah, quality procedure, yes.
Because
yes.
if you don't get quality,
Yeah.
you will deal with quantity effects.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yes.
Dr. Ochieng, I want to say thank you so much.
Asante.
I thank you for the wonderful work that you and your staff are doing over here at
Yes.
FHOK.
Yes.
And, just for people who might be looking for a place to come and get the procedure done, the
Yes.
men who are looking for a place where they can get
Yes.
the vasectomy done,
Yeah.
where's your office? Maybe if you can just let people know.
So we are based at the Family Health Medical Center at Phoenix House. Yeah, 5th floor.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where we are based.
Just on Kenyatta Avenue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or they can Google our website, wispivas.com.
Wispy?
Wispivas.
Wispyvas.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Wispivas stands for Winam Safe Parenthood Initiative. So the VAS is just vasectomy.
Okay.
If you just search for Winam Safe Parenthood, I think you just get it.
There you go.
And it has all the details, the booking form, the consent, the
Yeah.
registration.
Yeah.
Even my telephone number is there.
Yeah. And I do like,
just call here.
maybe just to let him the listeners and the viewers know is like it's a very straightforward procedure.
Yeah.
Before you even come here, once
Yeah.
we contact you,
Yes.
or like now when I reached out to you,
Yes.
you asked me for my email address and you
Yeah.
send me the
All the
information
stuff,
online,
yes.
so I get to understand what it is that I'm going to go through.
Yes. Yes.
And then I think I had to sign
Yes. The consent.
the
yes.
consent.
Yeah. You say agree to the procedure.
Yes.
Or you can also decline.
Yes.
Yeah. Nobody forces you.
And then came here,
Yeah.
very nice and easy conversations with you.
Yes.
And you were like,
You see
Mose,
this
are you
dark
sure?
face? Yes.
Yeah. Are you sure you're going to go through this?
Yeah. Yeah, you can even just change your mind. Once you see this dark face, you say, I don't like this guy. Let me go back home.
But you're very welcoming, bana. So mara mob najua watu wengi watakataa kuendelea na procedure kikana wewe.
Yeah.
But thank you
But
very
you referred so many guys to me, bana.
I have to.
I handle celebs when they come and say, hey,
I trust your hands.
Are you the guy?
I trust your hands. But it's because, like I said, you know what you're talking about, and you've
Yes.
done this for a long long time.
And I also had it myself.
Yes, you've had it yourself. So it's not just theoretical.
No. Yes.
Yes.
You sell a product that you have used.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know it at the back of your hand.
Yes.
Yes.
And I can tell you, thankfully, thank God that after I came for the procedure here, which is, my son is 7 years old. So that's 7 years ago.
Yes.
I was here.
Yes. Very nice.
We've enjoyed sex.
Yeah.
Mama
is not complaining.
She's very happy, and no kids.
Yes. Very nice.
No kids, man.
Only sweet juices. Without seeds.
Oh man, yeah. Thank you very much, man. I'm a happy client.
Yeah.
I'm a satisfied client.
Yeah, send them over.
I will keep doing that, man.
You give them my number, they call me.
Most definitely.
Yeah, or they WhatsApp, or they text.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you. Tutafanya hivyo, mimi tunatumia contact so is communicate na wewe.
Wasikusumbue na maneno.
Ndio sasa in fact just reach out to Dr. Ochieng.
Ukienda studio anakusumbua. Ndio acha next time I'll call him.
The reason I want to do this conversation as well is, so at least I can get to hear from a professional perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, but this has been good.
Yeah, asante.
Thank you so much.
Karibu tena.
Yeah, this is very informative, but something that I do believe that many men need to pick up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ochieng.
Asante sana.
Yeah, and guys, if you have any questions again, the contacts for Dr. Ochieng and where he works, they're all down here. So please make sure you get informed for all the men who are out there. And again, the conversation is about family planning. We cannot take this lightly. It's not about woman planning. So as men, we cannot leave this responsibility to women alone. Sit together with your spouse, have a conversation about how do we manage our family? How do we plan for our family? So you can be able to manage those resources well. Take good care of your kids. So do not take this lightly. Sit down with your spouse, honestly, have a good conversation, and hopefully we have many more men taking up family planning. I'll see you. Do not leave this conversation do not leave this decision to your wife alone. You can actually be able to stand up like we have.
Watu
wasaidiane.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We've started receiving some guests from other countries also, right?
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Like in Uganda, they don't do much. Even Tanzania.
Yeah.
Occasionally, we get some clients from there.
So maybe there's
a time I got from Dubai. You know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So there is an opportunity maybe to expand the business.
Yeah. We have to expand it.
Or let's say the service.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ochieng.
Yeah, karibu sana.
And to your wonderful staff members. Asanteni sana.
Yeah, karibu sana.
God bless, guys.
Edna, you want to say something? Just